Hi gorgeous! Happy Frugal Friday to you. Today's video is an updated version to a very popular video I made last year, Battle of the Drugstore Concealers. Now if you caught that video, then you know exactly what to expect in this updated version. But if not, in today's video I'll be showing you how each of these concealers apply and a side-by-side example so you can see the coverage that you get, and I'll also show you what they look like at the end of an 8-hour day. First concealer I have to share with you is Maybelline's Fit Me. This was a very popular one in the comments on the last video I made, and I've simply not ever tried the Maybelline Fit Me concealers because I could never find a color match. But a couple of you gave me some suggestions for finding my color match. You have to go up on the scale if you're pale, which is really weird because normally you start at the bottom. Anyway, I am in the shade 15 Fair. This applies real nicely. It has what I would consider to be more of a medium range formula. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it covers beautifully. The end results with this one are fantastic. And how did it look at the end of an 8-hour day? Beautiful. It did not break down, it didn't look cakey, didn't move, it stayed put from start to finish, and I couldn't be more pleased with this concealer. I recommend it to you highly, and I want to say thank you to everyone who did suggest this one in the last video. It gets 2 thumbs up from me. Next one I have to share with you is from Almay. This is their Clear Complexion Concealer in the shade Light 100. I was initially extremely impressed with the application with this one. It has excellent coverage. The application is flawless. It has a very similar formula to the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Understandably, I had really high expectations for this one, but they were dashed quite quickly, unfortunately. Very sad to tell you that after 5 hours of wearing this concealer, it broke down. It looked terrible underneath my eyes, and this is what it looked like at the 8-hour mark. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Very disappointed in this one. Rimmel's Hide the Blemish Concealer. Now, I originally thought that this was just for acne, but if you read the package, it does say that it is also for dark under eye circles, and this is a stick concealer. So the application is rather different because it is a stick concealer, but it applies smoothly. I didn't have any issues with the application, and I felt like the end results were really good. Normally, I'm really happy with a lot of Rimmel's face products. I've not found one that's disappointed me yet. Well, found one. This broke down on me within the first 2 hours after application. Really disappointing to see that. And funny enough, my Snapchat friends can attest to this. We had Hurricane Colin in our area over the past week, and I was testing out this concealer. So I got caught in one of the downpours and my face was completely drenched. And this little guy did not hold up well with a lot of water applied over the top of it. So it is not waterproof by any means. It will not hold up to sweat or humidity. Not a good one. Another stick concealer for you. This is the one from Revlon's PhotoReady line, and this is in the shade Fair 001. This has a decent coverage, and even though it is a stick concealer, it's really easy to apply and very creamy. It blends into the under eye area very nicely also. At the end of an 8-hour wear day, I did feel like this one started to lose its coverage. While it looked great on initial application, by the end of the day, I felt like it started to wear away on the inner corner of the eye, which is where most of us want the most coverage as it is. Now, it didn't crease or settle into lines, which I was really pleased to see, but I'm not really sure how I feel about this one. I wasn't happy that it wore away on the inner corners. Next up is e.l.f.'s HD Lifting Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. This one has a rather sheer formula. It applies very thinly, and I feel like if you wanted greater coverage with this one, you'd have to apply at least 2 layers with it because the formula is so light. But I gotta tell you that after wearing it for 8 hours, it looked spectacular underneath my eyes. It didn't crease, it didn't move, didn't look cakey. It looked just as great as when I had first applied it, so no complaints here. CoverGirl's ReadySelGorgeous Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. The initial application with this one was one that I was not too fond of, and it reminded me a lot of the e.l.f. HD concealer that I just talked about. It was rather sheer. I don't feel like I got as great a coverage as I would have liked, and if I were going to use it in the future, I would more than likely apply a color corrector before using the concealer for the greatest amount of coverage. But despite the sheer coverage, it wore extremely well, and by the end of the day, it had not moved, didn't look cakey, didn't crease, and was just as beautiful as the initial application. So no complaints on this one either. Now this next concealer is from a brand that I've personally never heard of before. I was in Kmart looking at all the different concealers that are out there right now, and this one caught my eye. Looked pretty good. It's from a brand called Pixel. It's their Triple Boost Gel Concealer, and it says it's enriched with pomegranate, apple, and papaya. If you're wondering if all of those things make it have a smell, yes, it does. It's the first concealer I've ever tried that has a bit of a scent to it. It's not an overpowering scent and it doesn't linger after application, but it does have more of a sweet, fruity smell to it. I thought the application was really nice with this one and the coverage was equally beautiful. And by the end of an 8-hour day, it looked fabulous on my eyes. No cakiness, no moving, no breaking down. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'll be honest with you, this is one that I have personally been reaching for in my spare time when I'm just busy and I want to put something on my face. This has been my go-to lately. Last concealer I have to share with you is a rather interesting one. It's not like any others that I have ever experienced. This is from Wet n Wild. It's their Come Correct Celebrity Concealer in the shade Fair. Now when I say it is one of the most unique ones I've ever tried, it's got a very sticky formula to it and it's really thick. It's one of the thickest concealers I've ever seen. And the amount that I'm showing you on my finger here is way too much for applying underneath your eyes. I simply just showed you that so you can see the consistency of the product. A little bit of this goes a long way. It is a very thick formula, but it does blend in nicely under the eyes, provides great even coverage. I was really happy with this one and I had high expectations for it. Man, was I wrong. This stuff looked horrible by the end of the day. And if you look closely underneath my eyes, you can see all the cakiness. I mean, you could see every particle of makeup on my face after 6 hours of wearing this stuff. And I did not apply that much. Same thing on my forehead. I applied a little bit of this concealer on my forehead just to test it out there. My forehead looked just as bad by the end of the day. It's just, I wish it would have been better because it was, even though it had a thicker formula, I did like the coverage, but it doesn't wear worth a flop. So, out of all of the concealers I shared with you today, the best of the best that I cannot recommend to you enough come from the Maybelline Fit Me line. Fantastic. Pixel's Triple Boost, which can be found in Kmart stores, and e.l.f.'s HD Lifting Concealer. Now, I do not recommend the e.l.f. concealer if you need medium to heavy coverage because it will give you more of a sheer light coverage, just an FYI. On the worst side, the ones I do not recommend looking at, wanting, thinking about, is from Almay, Rimmel, and Wet n Wild's Come Correct. And as for the two I did not mention from Revlon and CoverGirl, kind of middle ground with these. I don't have an opinion either way as to whether or not they're best or worst. You heard my review, you saw how they applied, so I'll leave that decision up to you. Obviously, I can't include every single drugstore concealer out there as much as I would like to, and that's why I rely on you. So if there's one that I missed today, you're always welcome to share your favorites in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more Frugal Fridays, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.